Somewhere on your wall, a small dial holds your whole house at one steady temperature. You set it once, then forget it ever exists. But behind that quiet face, an argument never stops. Metal bends, a switch clicks, a furnace wakes, then sleeps, then wakes again. Today we slice open the thermostat, the little machine that feels the room and decides, second by second, whether you are warm enough to leave alone. It starts with a choice. You turn the dial to a number, say 68 degrees. But that number is not a command to make heat. It is only a reference point, a line drawn in the sand. From this moment on, the thermostat has one narrow job. Compare the real room to that line. Above the line, do nothing at all. Below it, call for heat. Everything else inside is just a clever way to feel that difference and act on it. To act, it must first feel. Inside sits a thin strip made of two different metals, bonded back to back, often brass and steel. Heat makes all metals grow, but not equally. Brass swells more than steel for the very same warmth. So when the strip heats up, one side stretches longer than the other, yet bonded together, they cannot slide apart or separate. The only escape left is to bend, and the strip slowly curls toward the slower metal. A single bend is tiny, far too small to trust with anything. So the strip is wound into a tight spiral, like a coiled spring waiting on the wall. Now every fraction of bending adds up along the entire length of metal. As the room warms, the coil gently unwinds. As the room cools, it winds itself tighter. A temperature change you could barely sense becomes a wide, visible sweep of motion. The coil has turned plain heat into movement you can actually use. At the free end of the coil rides a small sealed glass capsule, and inside it, a single bead of liquid mercury. As the coil winds and unwinds, it slowly tilts this capsule, like a tiny seesaw on the wall. Tip it one way, and the heavy mercury rolls downhill until it touches two metal contacts at once. The liquid metal bridges them. Tip it back, and the mercury rolls away, breaking the touch. A smooth drift in temperature becomes one clean, sudden click. That click closes a circuit. A low-voltage wire, just a whisper of electricity far weaker than your wall outlet, now carries a complete loop all the way down to the furnace. The furnace has been waiting for exactly this signal. It reads the closed circuit as a single simple message. The room is too cold, send heat now. No words and no numbers travel down that wire. Only the bare fact that a switch far above in the hallway has finally closed. Now the system answers. The furnace lights its burner and a blower wakes up, pushing air across the hot metal inside. Warm air rushes through the ducts and spills out of vents in every room of the house. Slowly, invisibly, the temperature begins to climb. But notice what the thermostat does during all of this. Nothing new. It simply keeps feeling. The coil hangs there, sensing the rising warmth, waiting patiently for the room to catch up to your line. As warm air drifts back up to the wall, the coil begins to feel it. The metal expands once again. The spiral unwinds, tilting the glass capsule the opposite way. The mercury rolls back, lifts cleanly off the contacts, and the circuit breaks. Down in the basement, the furnace senses the open loop and shuts its burner off. The blower fades to silence. The house goes quiet. The thermostat asked for heat, received it, and then calmly told the heat to stop. But there is a trap hidden here. Heat lingers in the ducts even after the burner stops, so the room can sail right past your number. To soften this, older thermostats hide a tiny resistor called a heat anticipator near the coil. While the furnace runs, this resistor gives off a faint warmth of its very own. It tricks the coil into believing the room is warmer than it truly is, so the switch opens a little early. The house coasts gently to the target. There is one more piece of quiet wisdom built in. If the switch flipped at the exact same point every single time, the furnace would click on and off endlessly, wearing itself out fast. So the design leaves a small gap, a band of a degree or two. Heat is called for a little below your number and stopped a little above it. The room is allowed to drift inside that gentle band. This patience is what keeps the cycling slow and the machine alive. Step back and a pattern appears. Sense the room. Compare it to the target. Act only if needed. Then sense the room again, around and around forever, without rest. Engineers call this a feedback loop, and it is one of the deepest ideas in all of machinery. The thermostat does not know what a house is, or what the word warm even means. It only closes a switch when one metal bends too far. Yet from that simple rule, a steady, comfortable room quietly emerges. So here is the whole slice, end to end. You set a target on the dial, a bonded strip of two metals bends with the heat. Coiled tight, that small bend grows into real motion. The motion tilts a glass capsule, and the mercury closes a switch. The switch cools the furnace. Warm air rises, the strip relaxes, and the switch opens again. An anticipator and a deadband smooth the timing, and the whole loop repeats, holding your room right on the line. A dial, a strip of metal, a drop of mercury, and one simple rule, repeated without end. That is all it takes to feel a room and hold it almost perfectly still. Next time the furnace sighs on somewhere in the dark, you will know exactly who decided and exactly how. This was the Cutaway. Thanks for looking closely with us. We will see you inside the next one.